everybody, Charlie O'Connor here with PHLY Sports, and I'm back for another round of Flyers practice updates. Actually, a surprisingly eventful day. First day back from the long road trip. They're actually going to be going right back out to Carolina today, but obviously they were out on the West Coast. I was out for part of that trip, and we come back for quite a few updates on injuries. The two big ones, I would say. Carter Hart, we'll get to him in a second. His was a little bit more straightforward because it wasn't really an injury. The two big updates, Rasmus Ristolainen and Marc Staal, both back on the ice today wearing yellow non-contact jerseys. Staal's obviously been out for the past little under 4 weeks. So we'll talk about that in a second. Ristolainen has yet to play in a game this season. So their return to practice is pretty big deal. Ristolainen, we actually were able to talk to him after practice. He informed us he has been skating for a week, basically since the Flyers have been out on that road trip. He's been back here in Voorhees skating. He said, hopefully I'm going to be playing soon. So there's optimism there. Now, he got close a few weeks back. The Flyers actually believed he was going to play pretty soon into the season. Then he suffered a setback. Didn't go on the trip to Dallas and Vegas, and he's kind of been MIA since. Well, he's back on the ice now. It seems like he's optimistic. He actually revealed a little bit about the injury. He said it's lower body, I guess. I'm not willing to specify anything more than that, but the Flyers have obviously been very, very hush-hush on this injury. So it is a lower body. We can rule out 50% of Ristolainen's body. We'll see if he comes back soon. As for Marc Staal got hurt in that Edmonton game a little under 4 weeks ago, was given a 4 to 6 week timetable. He was back out on the ice today as well. Staal acknowledged to us the injury was a rib injury. He basically crashed into the boards with Warren Foegele in the second period of the game against Edmonton back in October. Apparently hurt his ribs in the play. Foegele's knee went right into Staal's ribs. Staal also has been skating. He said he skated about 4 or 5 times on his own over the past week. Confirmed he will not be playing in Carolina tomorrow, but he's thinking he might be, say, day-to-day for the 2 games this weekend. We might see Marc Staal back into a game this weekend, so keep an eye on that. Then we have the Carter Hart saga. Carter Hart obviously had the back injury, which kept him out for a while. Appeared that he was going to be back in time for one of the 2 back-to-back games closing out the LA trip. Then he got sick. Carter Hart informed us today the sickness was food poisoning. He blamed it on a bad piece of fish eaten in California. Sure, I guess we'll go with that. But it does look like Carter Hart will be back in goal tomorrow in Carolina, hopefully, assuming nothing else goes wrong. But he completed the full practice today. Seems like he's good to go. With regards to the lineup for Carolina, last game on Saturday, you had Bobby Brink and Igor Zamula, 2 of the young kids they're trying to develop. They were both out of the lineup for the second game of that back-to-back. Tortorella said, look, wanted to give them a little bit of break, wanted to give them a chance to watch the game from up top. He confirmed today that it wasn't merely a rest thing. He felt like Bobby Brink's play has leveled off, and he felt like Zamula has struggled a bit recently, which I think Zamula's been up and down. He's had some good games. He's had some rough games. They've kind of been – it hasn't been an easy trajectory. It's been he'll have a good game, he'll have a weak game. He'll have a good game, he'll have a weak game. So gave him that 1 game off. I asked if the plan was to get them back in for Wednesday. Torts was non-committal. Now, granted, he's usually pretty non-committal about revealing lineups before the day of game, so I wouldn't read too much into that. But at the very least, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that one or both could sit tomorrow as well, especially given the fact that they played a pretty good game in LA, took down a really good Kings team. So we'll see. He seemed relatively happy with what he saw from Ryan Poehling in Saturday's game. Said that he had some turnovers, but also was involved in 4 scoring chances. He was played in a scoring role, not in his usual 4th-line role, centering Delorier and Hathaway. So we'll see. Definitely keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that for tomorrow. I would give it about a 50-50 chance that both Brink and Zamula are back in the lineup. Personally, I would definitely get Brink back in the lineup. I would definitely get Zamula back into the lineup. But we'll see what Tortorella goes with. And that's pretty much all the updates I've got from practice. It was a pretty eventful practice today, as I said. So Ristolainen back on the ice, but still unclear when he'll be back. Staal also back on the ice. Could potentially get into games this weekend. And expect to see Carter Hart in goal on Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. Expect to see Carter Hart back in goal tomorrow, as long as he doesn't eat another bad piece of fish. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Charlie O'Connor from PHLY Sports. Check out our podcast, Read my articles on allphly.com. And thanks for listening, everybody.
We all silly like the mayor.